bless football, Mikey, eh?
God bless football, Billy?
So I was debating whether or not we wanted to start the episode this week with the Stugotz God bless football going around the room, God bless football situation. And I felt like I did it just kind of out of routine, but Stugotz isn't here today. He's somewhere. Not exactly sure where, but he's not here today.
It's I'm trying to decide if I want this to go more smoothly without him or not as smoothly without him, because I don't know which way it's gonna go. But
really,
we don't have him. I mean, I assume I know which way it's gonna go, but I don't know if that's better for the show or not.
Yeah. Which way do you think it's gonna go?
Oh, I think it's gonna go absolutely more smoothly.
Yeah,
it's absolutely gonna be easier.
So we found out he wasn't going to be joining us. I want to say let's call it 13 hours ago, maybe ish, more or less. So, it's fine. We persevere. We move on. We're fine here. Mikey, I have a new segment that I want to try today, and it's not really a segment. And it is a segment, but it's leading to a larger segment this offseason. I believe that you have a more Mikele. I don't know if we have any top fives. We have a guest that's going to be joining us. Friend of the show. It's been a while since we've heard from him, but he's going to be joining us to tell us about something good that he's doing in a way that you guys can help out. Also, this weekend, and this is a bone I have to pick with someone, and I don't know who, and maybe it's more or less something that I just need to accept. This weekend is the Golick Family Golf Classic tournament charity event situation in South Bend, Indiana. And if you're wondering, is this where Stugotz is? Is this why he's not joining us today? No, that's not why he's not here today.
That would be a good reason. Where he is most likely a selfish reason.
I believe that he is in Las Vegas for another Dead & Company show, I think is where he is. He's not at the golf tournament, which I believe he promised Mike Golick Sr. he would be at this year, and promised his services, said he would play along in the charity golf tournament. He did not. Jessica went on behalf of the show, and because she is a good friend to the Golicks, and I'd say almost member of the family. Now, Mikey, you are also an extended member of the Golick family. Do you not golf? Were you not invited? What happened there?
I would call myself more of an estranged member of the family at this point. We have sort of put pause on the Golick Family podcast, which I produced mostly because they now have a show together, Golick and Junior. So they kind of have their own little outlet for that stuff. But I haven't gotten an invite in the past, and I didn't expect one this year.
Okay, so you're estranged. It seems as though if the Golick Family pod is off the air, the Golick Family membership is on hold for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't label myself as a practicing member of the Golicks in the current environment. That being said, they just found out they are having their third grandchild, I should say.
Yeah.
So I sent them a nice text, and I got back, the thumbs up, like, thank you. And that's about it.
Wow, that's sad. Well, if it makes you feel better, I'm not even an afterthought in this whole situation. So when they had their liqueur come out, you got an influencer pack. Stugotz got an influencer pack. Jess got an influencer pack. Billy got nothing. So
well, I had to beg for an influencer pack, which was sort of almost worse because it was a pity pack. I got a pity pack.
A pack nonetheless, pity pack or not.
Sure.
I was on the Golick Family Golf website, and I found out that Mike Golick Jr. Gojo, as some of you know him, is the president of said charity, which I thought was incredible. I thought Senior would be involved. He's not even on the board of directors. I believe that Gojo is the president of the board of directors, which is incredible because I don't think that I will ever be president of anything. Like, not even like PTA, nothing. Like, I will never be entrusted to be president of anything, I don't think.
Is that because of a want to, or because you don't think you would get, I'll say, elected to the president of anything? Because I feel like you don't have that gumption, that ambition to be like, yeah, I want to take on this responsibility.
I feel capable of said responsibilities. I feel like I'm not one that would take responsibilities. I'd have to be asked to do it. And I don't think that there's anyone out there willing to ask me to do that. which is the problem. It's like the same way no one is out there willing to ask me, would you like to participate in our celebrity golf tournament? Would you like some of our cream liqueur? Things of that nature. I'm not asked. Actually, I take that back because our guests that are going to be coming on today have their own charity events this weekend. They have a charity basketball tournament, charity pickleball tournament, and a charity golf tournament. And they actually did ask us if we wanted to participate in any or all of those things. And then I went on a cruise and I forgot to call them back. So now I'm making up for it. And I'm going to have them promote it this weekend because I missed the call when I was supposed to finalize our invitation on that thing. And it worked out because Stugotz isn't even in town anyways. So there you go.
I'm starting to think I was right on that. You don't have the gumption and the ambition to take over the presidency of something like that.
I could be a president, and I will be a president. In fact, I may start an organization. I may start an organization just to be president of said organization. How about that? I don't know why I did that. How about that?
I don't know that anybody knows how hard you work behind the scenes. I think I'm one of like maybe the top 10 people that know how hard you work behind the scenes. And I think you'd make a great president of something.
Thank you.
But I just don't think you'd ever try to.
Well, okay. I have a game for you that wasn't a planned game, and it's not really a game. It's more so news in the NFL. Now, the news segment that we're gonna the news segment that we're gonna play later in this episode.
I'm excited for that one.
Is called Billy's favorite story of the week. And every week that I remember to do it, we will have a Billy's favorite story of the week. And then the months in which I have done multiple Billy's story of the week, we'll have a Billy's story of the month, which now that I'm talking out, I don't know if it makes too much sense because why would we celebrate a story 3 weeks after that it happened as Billy's story of the month, especially if it's not like a sponsored segment, there's no prize, and we're really just rehashing a 3-week-old segment.
Listen, it's back to America's Funniest Home Videos. Like you win an episode, but then you go on to like the championship round where you go from $10,000 to like $100,000. And we just want to see which of Billy's favorite stories of the week would have won the $100,000 had you had that money to give out.
When you were growing up watching America's Funniest Home Videos, did you ever think, like everyone else at home, I could do this, I could win this?
Sure. There might have even been some videos that were talked about submitting, but
really
ultimately didn't get the go ahead.
I was going to ask you, had you submitted something, what would have been the submission? But it seems like you had multiple options.
There is a video that exists of me falling down in a funny way and the dog biting my ankle because she thought we were still playing. And then me crying and saying some things that would be embarrassing to an older Mike. But at the time, my first grade brain was telling me this is how it is.
So embarrassing that you would not be willing to share this video with the audience, maybe next week per se.
If I could find a way to get it from the VHS it's currently on to whatever sort of way, then yeah, I wouldn't be upset. I was a cute kid, man.
America's Funniest Home Videos basically was YouTube, right? Like they were YouTube prior to YouTube and then somehow didn't parlay that into anything. And now YouTube is worth however many billions of dollars it is.
Imagine how much harder it was to win back then when you actually had to have a camcorder like on your shoulder to record some of this stuff and point it in the right direction, as opposed to now where everything is just on. Like my kids watch the latest episodes and it's all like ringed cameras and so it's just easier now.
I was gonna say, even when you're not trying to film, there's a ring camera record. The other day I went out and I got donuts for my wife and my daughter for breakfast, and I left the driver's door open. I had the donuts in the passenger door, so I walked around, went to open the passenger door, realized, oh, you forgot to close the other door. Go walk around, and I then stepped off the driveway slightly, rolled my ankle, almost fell and ate it. And then, 2 minutes later, I had that video and just sent it to my wife because it was on the Ring camera.
1992, somebody's pointing a camera at you, that might win 10,000.
I was going to say that.
I'm not even sure you make the music montage.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, the music montage has to be the most devastating part, right? You send
because you made
video,
the show,
but you have no shot. None of those music montage videos ever make it to the final, like 4, whatever the voting was at that time. We've gotten off track. Here's a story from the NFL, and this is related to the presidency that I will never have, unless, of course, as you discussed, I fought for the presidency or I gave myself the presidency. I don't know if you guys saw the news out of Atlanta, and this is by no means the most important NFL news of the week, so it's weird that we're starting with this story, but the Atlanta Falcons named their Ring of Honor this week, and two notable people who made the Ring of Honor were Matt Ryan, quarterback great. Some people say the greatest Atlanta Falcon of all time.
Absolutely deserving.
Arthur Blank made the Atlanta Falcon Ring of Honor. Arthur Blank is the owner of the Atlanta Falcons, and while he was surprised by this honor and he had people kind of lure him into a room telling him he was going to meet a draft pick or like a free agent signing or whatever, and then he had, some Atlanta Falcon luminaries break the news to him, he seemed very surprised and taken aback that he is going to make the Ring of Honor of the team that he owns. Now, a skeptical person would say Arthur Blank put himself in the Ring of Honor. That didn't seem to be exactly what happened, but if you could put yourself in any Ring of Honor or any Hall of Fame or any notable, whatever, enshrinement, what would you pick? And Mike Fuentes is here as well. I don't know if he has access to talk to us today, but Mike Fuentes, think about this too. Where would you put yourself if you could honor yourself in any way and not your own team's Ring of Honor or Hall of Fame?
Where would I put myself? Oh, yeah. Taco Bell. They'd have my picture hanging in the Taco Bell headquarters.
Really? For what reason?
For just consuming so much Taco Bell. I'm like an unofficial mascot of Taco Bell.
So you'd walk into the Taco Bell headquarters and there'd just be a photo of you. Correct. And like the plaque would just be consumed a lot of Taco Bell.
Yes. And a retired number 9, because that's usually what I order, whatever the number 9 is.
They'd retire a number for you in the Taco Bell?
They retire number 9, yeah, because I'm in the Ring of Honor.
Well, yeah, you go in the Ring of Honor, you get your number retired.
Okay. The number 9 retired at the Taco Bell headquarters. You know what I saw? And like maybe we could look this up in the break or whatever, or like put in like a picture of in like post. I have read, I believe that it's Taco Bell. Taco Bell has the original Taco Bell building in their corporate headquarters parking lot on bricks. So they got the building, they moved the building, and it's just like off in the corner of the parking lot, elevated on bricks, the original Taco Bell building. I don't know why I know that. I'm fairly certain that there are photos of this, and you can see the original Taco Bell is just hanging out in the Taco Bell parking lot. And it's not like functioning, because again, it's on bricks, just off in the corner, taking up parking spaces.
Like somebody said, just put that over there. Like somebody with a big truck is like, where do you want this? And then somebody who didn't know, no president, because the president would have known, but somebody came out and goes, I don't know, just put it over there.
There's probably like a situation where they're like, we're going to have one day a Taco Bell Hall of Fame or something. This building we can somehow acquire and move it to our company headquarters. Like, let's get that before someone else does. And we'll just put it on bricks and figure it out.
Did any fast food company celebrate the 90s sort of aesthetic more than Taco Bell?
Man. And I feel like if we go down this path that we're going to hear a lot from Mike Fuentes, there was nothing back in the day like the Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza Hut 3-in-1 combo. Like those were incredible. And down here locally, we had this sub place called Miami Subs, and it was just like a straight up, like they had the neon lights. It was like a Miami Vice restaurant. It was great. And now Pitbull bought it, and I think it's just called I don't know what it's called, Miami something, Miami Grill or something like that. Yeah. Anyways,
you got it. Miami Grill.
Hey,
you got it. Miami Grill. It's called Miami Grill. It's called Miami Grill now.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, we'll be back after this. If you're just joining us, we went on a derailment on Taco Bells in parking lots, Hall of Fame Taco Bells, and it's because of the story that Arthur Blank is getting into the Atlanta Falcons Ring of Honor, the team that he owns. Another note from that story, and I don't know if you guys caught the video where it was announced that Arthur Blank was joining the Ring of Honor, and we're going to get to a new edition of More Mikele right after this. So another part of that story is Arthur Blank was told that he was making it to the Ring of Honor on a napkin where in marker it was written, congratulations, you're getting into the Atlanta Falcons Ring of Honor, or whatever it was, I'm paraphrasing. The reason they did that is because when Arthur Blank bought the Atlanta Falcons, he met with the team owner at the time, and they came to an agreement on the ownership for the team. And he wrote down, and it was Taylor Smith, he wrote down that he was buying the Atlanta Falcons for $545 million. And they were at a restaurant, and they took one of the fancy napkins with a marker and just wrote Atlanta Falcons, $554 million, whatever. And they both signed it. And I guess he was just trying to seal the deal at the time before they had any more chance to negotiate, whatever. They then obviously do the paperwork that goes through an actual sale, because you don't actually, sell a team on a napkin.
That's not legally binding. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I guess maybe it is, and that's why they have it. But that got me to thinking other famous napkins where things have been decided. So I started looking things up. Lionel Messi signed with FC Barcelona at 13 years old on a napkin in a restaurant, a paper napkin, which just recently sold at auction for just under $1 million. Are one of those the two most famous napkins, or is the Bill Belichick resigning as head coach of the Jets the most famous napkin?
I did not know the one you just said. Obviously, I knew the Bill Belichick one.
Yeah.
I retire as HC of the NYJ, signed Bill Belichick.
Yeah. I don't think that there's a situation that I would be in, but again, I've never been asked to be president, nor will I, it seems. I don't think there's a situation where I'm at a dinner and something is determined and we have to sign a napkin for that to be made official.
Well, I'll make you this promise right now, Billy. You become president of something, and whatever you need from me, as long as you put it on a napkin, I'll do it.
I kind of like the idea of the napkin being like the calling card, right? Like people have business cards, people have like their things that they do. You just walk around with like napkins. And you
different
have like
levels of napkins for how big of a thing you're asking for is, or how big of a thing you're signing. Because, there's the paper napkins, and then there's like the really nice paper napkins, almost cloth-like. And then you've got the flat-out cloth napkins.
The blank was on a cloth napkin. Like that one was a cloth napkin. It's also framed and displayed somewhere prominently where he purchased the team. And I'm assuming that now they will display this here in the Atlanta Falcons Ring of Honor napkin as well. Anyways, you want to get to your new edition of More Mikele, Mike?
Yeah, let's do it. Fuentes, you going to play?
Yeah, I'll be in.
That's
all right.
Okay.
It took me a second. I got to reach across the board. It's like.
Yeah. Oh, I got you. All right. So we'll start with you since you're already over there. All right. More Mikele to repeat as champions next year, the Celtics or the Chiefs?
I'm going to say the Celtics.
Wow.
Yeah, Celtics. Wow. The Celtics have to win series. Like the Chiefs, Kelsey goes down, or I think a pivotal player goes down, and then it's a bunch of one-game scenarios. The NBA, I feel like the Celtics are clearly better, and they're just going to stay better.
Some might argue the Celtics had it easy on their path to the finals, at least.
They did, but that's not their fault.
Considering all the injuries.
They did. Wow. It's not their fault, though.
I mean, I would argue the other side, right? I think if you just have to win, 4 one-game samples and you have an injury, you can overcome 4 games more than you can overcome 16 wins, right?
I mean, there's a lot of up in the air stuff. When do the injuries happen? Who's the injury to? There's a lot of up in the air. I just know that the NBA is more prone to repeat winners, even though not recently, than the NFL. So
the NFL has had a more recent back-to-back winner. It's the current situation.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But if you look back, I mean, then you get like the NFL dynasties. I don't know. I feel like in the NBA, you see a lot more of like, this might be like the start of a run for the Celtics, is what I'm saying.
The Chiefs are a dynasty, yes?
100%.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
But you're going to go against that dynasty to a team that may become a dynasty.
Correct.
Maybe.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's more likely, in my opinion, that Boston is going to become a dynasty, and then therefore they'll win the next championship.
So let the record show, Fuentes says the Chiefs dynasty is over.
Not that it's over. I didn't say that. I just said I feel like it's more likely that the Celtics are going to win another title. But thank you, Billy, for twisting my words. Thank you.
Not likely, Mikele.
Mikele. Yeah, really. I mean, what are we doing here?
Did you answer, Mike?
No, I don't have to.
Oh, okay.
No, he doesn't have to.
But if I had to answer, I would say the Chiefs are more Mikele.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Billy, you want to go now?
Yeah, sure.
All right. More Mikele to get a ring this year, Kyle Shanahan or Taylor Swift?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Taylor Swift because I just told you that I thought the Chiefs were going to win a championship. So if I then immediately tell you that Kyle Shanahan's going to win a championship, I'm contradicting what I said. Also, I want to believe in love. I want to believe this is the real deal. And even if it's not the real deal, I want to believe that they'll put on a show telling me it's the real deal for a year longer and take this up a notch, right? Because we all fell in love with their love story. We've all followed it along and seen how beautiful this is. Taylor will go to Travis's games. Travis will go to Taylor's concerts. They've gone around the world to support each other, right? But how do we take this up a notch? How do we, as Swifties, as NFL fans, how do we and Taylor and Travis evolve this story? And I think that engagement is the way to do it. I think that it's
how do we get you to tune in for season 2? Season 1 was a hit. How do we get you to tune in for season 2?
Now, here's the question. Does this get drawn out? Does this get dragged out a little bit late into the season? This happens maybe around the holidays. Maybe we have a holiday proposal. I don't know the Black Friday situation, but maybe we have a sale going on there and we get engaged right around Black Friday. You know what I mean?
What if the Chiefs lose and was Travis too worried about ring shopping?
That's the thing right there.
That stuff.
Mikey said it right there, because if they get engaged mid-season and they don't win the Super Bowl, then it was a distraction all season. He needs to win the Super Bowl, propose on the field.
Wow. Okay.
And the fairy tale ending is complete. Yeah.
But you have the Celtics.
Can you propose after a divisional round loss?
That's what I'm saying. They have to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, which one you got, Fuentes? More Mikele.
I'm going to say Taylor gets the ring.
Wow. Why didn't you say Shanahan?
Because Shanahan has to depend on a bunch of other guys to get it done, where Travis just has to decide he wants to marry her, and that's it.
But you just said
she has to decide, yes.
You just said it was... Wait a minute. You just said it was more likely that the Celtics win a championship than the Chiefs, and now you're saying it's more likely that the Chiefs win a Super Bowl.
I didn't say that. I said that's the perfect ending to the story, but very rarely do we get perfect endings in this world. So Taylor gets a ring. They may or may not win the Super Bowl, but she definitely gets the ring because it only depends on her and Travis, where Kyle Shanahan has to depend on a 53-man roster.
Okay.
That he coaches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Billy, more Mikele to win Comeback Player of the Year. Now, I want you to think about this one because of who one of them is and where they play. Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson?
Wow. Okay, so Kirk Cousins is coming off of an injury. He's in Atlanta. First season there. He's going to have to deal with the fact that there's the big Ring of Honor ceremony this year.
Of course.
Everyone's going to be paying attention to. Exactly right. The Matt Ryan Ring of Honor ceremony and the Arthur Blank Ring of Honor ceremony. So all eyes on the Ring of Honor this year. He's going to want to show out. Russell Wilson. Okay. Here's my question for him. Was he bad enough that having a good season will make him Comeback Player of the Year?
Yes. He is absolutely eligible for the award.
Just because, hold on a second. But he wasn't even bad enough for them to pull the plug on him in the middle of the season. But they delayed it, right? Like it seemed like they were gonna just make the move after like week 5 or something, and he was like, nah, and then they couldn't do it. So he kept playing. So he wasn't even bad enough for them to like cut him mid-season or, bench. Like, I think it's Kirk Cousins. I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins.
Fuentes?
Wasn't Kirk Cousins kind of having like a good year before he went down?
Yeah. Some people were saying he was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Some people. I wonder who.
People.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like Russell Wilson was just bad. So I don't know. I guess like what do you hold as more being down bad? Like you're injured and you come back and you're exactly the same and you're great again, or you were bad and then you came back. So I don't know. And I feel like the league likes to like favor Pittsburgh for some reason. So I'm just going to go with Russell Wilson.
Really?
So just to answer your
assuming
question,
he plays good,
on
right?
DraftKings, Kirk Cousins is plus 500 to win the award. Russell Wilson is plus 2,000.
Okay.
But they are both eligible for the award.
Who else are the big names? Did you write down any other?
Aaron
big names?
Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the favorite at plus 125. Joe Burrow at plus 250. Anthony Richardson at plus 600. And Nick Chubb at plus 1,200.
Okay. And you think the most Mikele of those is Kirk Cousins?
No, I didn't want to give you Aaron Rodgers because that's the easy. I mean,
but even him, I mean, comeback player. He played 4 plays. Well,
that's why he missed. That's what I'm saying. He missed the whole season. So him coming back is actually a whole season off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a favorite, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yes, plus 125.
Okay.
All right.
You want one more
excited.
Fuentes, or no?
Billy's not excited.
You want one more?
Yeah.
All right, Fuentes. More Mikele to have a better first year. JJ McCarthy or Bo Nix?
JJ McCarthy or Bo. Well, it's assuming that one of them gets in there, right? Because aren't they both like not starting right now in training camp?
Sam Darnold is going to take the reins of that Minnesota team.
Because of that, I'm probably going to say Bo Nix just because he's going to be playing more than JJ McCarthy is.
Really? You think he's going to take it from Jarrett Stidham, huh?
Yeah, the rough competition, I know. But I think he has it in him.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. Is Zach starting? Zach's listed as the 3rd string quarterback, which is not great for Zach.
That's right where he wants to be.
I mean, it's a great place to be.
That's where we'd all want to be, if we're being honest.
Like,
yeah.
3rd place. Were you guys at all? I mean, you're a JJ guy, right, Mike? Or are you not a JJ guy?
I'm not a JJ guy. I'm a Michigan guy, not a JJ.
Yeah, you're a Michigan guy, but he won you a national championship. You got to be a JJ guy, right? At least at some level, he has a special place in your heart.
Sure.
Okay. Did his first pitch, because his first pitch made news as being horrendous, and reports came after that first pitch that there's less than a 10% chance that he is the starter. Now, I thought we had already been told Sam Darnold was going to be the starter regardless, so I didn't really understand that reporting. I think we were just trying to add insult to injury because it was a horrendous first pitch. Did that first pitch do anything to you?
Yes. I mean, there is a difference in throwing a football to throwing a baseball, but if you're an athlete who throws the ball for a living, it can't be that bad. But you want to say he sailed it but he spiked it.
CJ Stroud did not have a great first pitch. We've seen CJ Stroud's first pitch. We've seen CJ Stroud in batting practice. CJ Stroud's abilities have not carried over to baseball.
There's a difference between hitting and pitching. You should have just thrown the ball to the guy and not worried about pitching.
That's one of those things that I don't understand is you don't need to put gas on this, JJ. Just get it there, because the last thing you want to do is have it be what it was, right? Just float it in there. It'll be fine. Who cares?
Sure. Who cares? Yeah. Who cares if you float it? Do you have an answer?
Oh, yeah, sure. I guess I didn't ever give you an answer. I'll say JJ.
Okay.
All right, we're joined now by SherBear, who we haven't seen in months since we've been making games. He brought Brandon Syler back. Last time we spoke to Brandon, you went 2-2-1 making picks, but you're joining us because you guys are actually doing something good. Not that you didn't do anything good before when you were making picks, but you have a charity weekend coming up, I guess, as part of your Legacy Pro Sports. So you can go to legacyprosports.us. You can go up to the foundation's page. There's celebrity pickleball, celebrity basketball game that you can go to this weekend. There's a golf tournament. So thank you guys for joining us again. SherBear, you are joining us from a tennis ball chair, it seems.
When I first got my house during COVID, somebody had this on the side of the road, probably for a reason. And we picked it up, and I had a different one, and then it got all dirty. And I convinced these little kids that were helping me hang TVs, so they went and started making a business out of it. So
Wait.
3 years later, I after mine disintegrated, I tracked them down and they made me another one. So
hold on a second. Wait, you picked up a tennis ball chair on the side of the road. You hired children to help you hang TVs, and then you subcontracted them to build you a new tennis ball chair because the other one got messed up.
Well, they took my idea, like many things in life. I give a lot of ideas away for free. So they took the idea of the tennis ball chair and started making them, and then basically started selling them to consignment stores. And then when the hurricane hit in 2022, my chair just totally disintegrated, and I was very, heartbroken. And then literally, I put something up on the internet the other day. I was looking for something, and one of them contacted me, and instead of out of the gracious of his heart giving it to me for free, he sold it to me. But it was a good deal, and I got a brand new one.
I got to be honest with you. I don't believe like 80% of what you say, just because we went and we got you a holiday present last year, and you had me convinced that we accidentally sent you a cell phone in that gift package, because it's very possible that when we sent it to you, a cell phone would have made its way into the box and it was sent to you. And you continue to talk to me about the cell phone every time we talk. So I don't know if this chair story is real or not, or if you just bought that chair.
That story is absolutely true. That is like a day in the life of SherBear right there. I mean, the chair disintegrating, telling the kids about a business to build the tennis chair, and then getting sold that chair, even though he came up with the idea, and he probably paid double what the market is for it.
What other ideas have people stolen from you that you say you're an idea man?
Well, you remember that movie, with Mark Paul Gosselaar, remember? And they had Facebook. So I always thought Facebook would be a good one. I don't know if that would ever make it in real life, but I always thought it'd be pretty cool if you had like a book of everyone's names. And that came out, like 1999? I wonder whatever happened to that Facebook idea. That one would have been good.
No, but one that I discovered that has been stolen from you, Ryan, is your U-shirt. I saw a guy when I was in Cabo that had your U-shirt. He was sporting the U-shirt, and I said, "What? Ryan actually took that to market?" But no, somebody stole it.
I think I forgot to re-register the domain. About $3, and I just credit card might have got declined. So it went to my spam, and I think I lost my trademark.
How did you end up with Brandon Syler's jersey from Swamp Kings that you're now flaunting in front of him?
Oh, pretty easy. We had an event down here in Fort Myers, and he left it. And once again, I've seen him about 20 times since, but I haven't really tried to get it returned back to him. But now he's got something I need. Now I'm afraid he's going to want something else from me along with the jersey, because he has all the leverage, because I need those paddles.
You have a signature paddle that's come out?
Yeah, he sent the paddle. He actually sent the paddles to my house. So he's never even seen it. This is the first look at the SherBear Ryan Sherry signature. This is SherBear official paddle. And I'm the only one in the world that has one. There could be a Dick's Sporting Goods soon, but I'm the only one that got one, baby. So I got all the leverage, baby.
SherBear, why would you ship your paddles to his house?
Because we have a chair, and I knew I'm pretty smart about some things in life. So I knew, what if they get delayed a day? I'm flying straight from our charity event to San Clemente on Sunday. There's the biggest tournament, Tennis Channel's hosting it, that they're doing a day in the life of me, which is so cool. And I'm playing doubles with Jeannie Bouchard, former most marketable, athlete in the world, and, Wimbledon finalist. So I was afraid that if they came here and I missed it, so I just planned ahead for FedEx to mess up, and they didn't.
Since we spoke to you last, because you would come on with Gordy, you'd come on with K-Funk, and kind of get lost in the shuffle. You just tell us about the Space Needle every time we would ask you to pick a game. You've been in movies about pickleball on Netflix, right?
So basically, Larry David's wife, Ashley Underwood, and President Bush's son-in-law, Craig Coyne, they produced a movie that Film 45, which is, Pete Berg, basically directed, and then Ari Emanuel, WME, they funded it. So it went to a film festival, and then now it's kind of at that, buying phase, Netflix, Amazon, all the different platforms. And, but I'm a big part of it. Of course, there's so many other players and celebrities and business guys that are involved, but I mean, Larry Fitzgerald's in it, Mark Cuban's in it, Tom Dundon. So some pretty cool people, but, I got like 13 minutes of, an hour and a half about me, which is pretty good.
I think my favorite part about it, because when we met you, you were a ranked, or you told us you were a ranked pickleball player in the world. And I think my favorite part of the movie was when they're talking about, like, how do you actually rank pickleball players? Like, social media followers, like how they're doing, how much they can sell, how much they could market, which I thought was great, because then they cut to you just throwing a bunch of money into a hot tub in, I think, Las Vegas.
Well, it was the last day of the summer. I think Loud Luxury was playing. So you had to throw the money somewhere. I mean, what are you going to playing?
I mean, deposit it? I mean, that's ridiculous. Who does that?
Had to throw the money somewhere. Only Ryan. I love it. But he's actually a big part in it. Have y'all seen it, man? It's awesome. He's a big part of it. So I'm proud of my boy over there.
I have a question for you, Brandon, because you're a former Chief. You're a national champion at Florida. There was a story that came out that the Chiefs had a typo on their championship ring. So apparently on the inside of the Chiefs championship ring this year, they put all the teams that they beat and everybody that they played against, right, in the playoffs. And then they put the seed that they were. And someone caught on that they accidentally said that the Dolphins were a 7 seed when they were a 6 seed. So the Kelseys were talking about it on their podcast. And they're like, well, do you correct this typo? Like, what do you do if your championship ring has a mistake? He's like, no, I'm like, it's staying exactly how it is. I'm not going to do anything. What would you do if your Florida Gators national championship ring had an issue like that on it?
Well, that's a small issue. Who gives a about what that team is ranked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a small issue. Like, if it was a bigger issue, like if it was like, the diamond came out the wrong color, we wanted it to be Gator blue and it turned out to be Carolina blue, then we would have an issue with it. But on the inside of the ring, 6 seed, 7 seed, doesn't matter. We beat them busters no matter what they was ranked.
Hey, it's a good excuse though to get a second one and demand it to give to somebody else.
I would be the one that pulls the whole, I want this right on my ring. You're not getting this one back. You got to send me another one that's right. That way I get to wear one around all the time, and then I can put one in the trophy case.
It's like the drink, right? They make the bad drink, and then you send it back. It's like, well, I'll drink this too. You're just going to throw it out. I'll take the one that you messed up, and I'll drink the new one.
What do you do? What do you do with your ring? Like, do you wear it still? Like, when do you stop wearing it if you don't?
I still wear mine because I went and I don't know if I even supposed to tell this story.
I had one. A birthday.
I actually got the rights to purchase one. I lost one while jumping off of a yacht, and I needed to get another one. So I contacted the school. They let me purchase it. And then the people that they put me in touch with said that there was no limit on the ones that I could purchase. And at that time, I was doing pretty good in life. So I said, you know what? I might as well get me a few more to back up, my race. So I went and got me a couple of them. So
wait a minute. How many championship rings did you buy?
I got them in the case. And then I got them where I can wear them and bang them up a little bit. Same scenario I was telling you about.
He trips over them in the house. Like I just slipped on a championship ring.
I gave Ryan one for his birthday.
But then he didn't trust me that I'd lose it at my birthday, so he took it back.
Yeah, so I took it back. But it was a good gesture.
Yeah, we got a video, but then I think he probably just used that same ring, probably give it to somebody else for their birthday. So he's been kind of doing this trick where, hey, I don't want you to lose it. We're out drinking. Let me just get that back. And then I don't have the ring.
It's a heady play. He gives everybody a championship ring, but never gives anybody a championship. It's a heady play.
But can you ever beat that gift, right? If you're a Gator, could you ever beat the gift of giving somebody a national championship ring?
One that you get to keep.
But is it a gift if he didn't get to keep it? It's not a gift.
It's a gift the day of your birthday. I mean, the next day, it's not your birthday anymore. You don't get that gift.
I didn't know I wasn't going to keep it. I didn't realize I wasn't going to keep it, but he was keeping it safe. And then all of a sudden he's out of. Hey, Stugotz, you got to look at your text message. This is a true story. Granted, it's not a national championship ring, but I lost a ring in Key West, and this post guy who owns a mailbox center found it. Look at this text I sent you. This guy, this is 2000, I don't even know, 14. So my ring's a little smaller than Brandon's, but my SEC's, but.
He teased me for years about me not having a ring, and he had a SEC championship ring. And then when I got my ring and put my ring on, it made his look like it was a ring pop out of the damn.
A ludicrous pinky ring.
Hold on a second. You lost your ring outside of a restaurant. They found you, reached out to you, told you, and then they just put it in an envelope and you had to pick it up at the restaurant?
Angelina's Pizza Shop. This is 2014 in Key West. It was outside the Rick Dirty Harry's bar.
Were you still in Key West at the time?
What?
Wow, they texted you at 3:30 in the morning to tell you they found your ring outside of the bar.
Well, did you think he was at the bar at 7 a.m.? I mean, goodness.
Did they wait till the next morning? I mean, 3:30. Jeez.
He was probably afraid he'd lose it.
He had just left 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing something with charity. What are you guys doing?
Well, Brett,
We have our charity event this weekend, and in all seriousness, it's for a great cause. Like we basically raise money so that athletes can get treated for mental health. We have a rehab facility out in California where we treat guys for anxiety, depression, PTSD, bipolar, neurocognitive issues, all of that guys go through when they get done playing. So we raise money because guys, when they get done in the NFL, they only have insurance for a certain amount of time. And basically, if you have insurance for 5 years and then in year 6, you start having these issues, right? How do you get this treatment? Because it's pretty expensive. So we raise money in order to get guys to go out to our rehab facility and get this treatment. And literally, it saves lives. So that's what our event is all about. Now, we're going to have fun, of course. That's what we do, right? So we have pickleball Saturday morning at the USTA Center in Lake Nona. And then right after that night on Saturday, we have a celebrity basketball game where we have Jim Jones and Mino performing at halftime. Hot Sauce is coaching a team. So we got Chris Johnson, we got Devin Hester, we got Chris Humphreys, bunch of celebrities showing up. And we're just going to have a good time with it. And then the next day on Sunday, we have our golf event, where we have our golf and our awards banquet afterwards. And that's going to be at Rio Pinar Golf Course, where they just redid the whole course, and it's really, really nice. So I think we still have just like room for about 2 or 3 more foursomes in our tournament. So if it's anybody that's in town and want to come out and have a good time with us, it's a good cause. And we're going to have a blast. So that's what we're doing this weekend.
And also, even if you can't support with a foursome or be there, of course, like anything else, I know you have that link that set up to, take some donations. Every bit helps. Every bit helps. And we also have a pledge set up. So if someone just wanted to, pay a small amount monthly, they can do that as well. And, anytime anyone ever, wants to do something in the legacy standpoint, feel free to just email us.
So if you want to help out, go to the event, go to their website, legacyprosports.us. You can go up to the foundations tab and then get all the info there. Sorry, Brandon, what were you going to say?
No, it's all good. I was just saying that it takes about $30,000 to raise for each individual to go out and have this treatment and learn about their brain and their body. So, there's never a price tag on saving a life, right? But $30,000 is what it takes to have that possibility at saving that player's life. So it's a serious thing. We just love to have a good time with it.
and Billy, with Brandon saying that, of course, a lot of the brothers, of course, that he's lost, of course, in the Professional Football League, the main story starts with Kansas City Chief, Javon Belcher, that, was Brandon's best friend, who, Brandon can tell the story firsthand that, mainly he started this, why he, decided to really step up.
This took a serious turn. I was going to try to negotiate a swap here where Brandon gets his jersey back and you get your ring and your paddle, but I don't know how to pivot from the seriousness to that. I like the loophole of you have, I guess, a secret password that you can use to replace a lost ring or whatever. And then the ring company is like, well, that's good for life. You can use as many as you want. I wonder, I didn't want to ask, but I did wonder, what does a replacement ring cost? Like, how much did that cost you to replace? But anyway.
More than we have.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And definitely more than I have to order multiples of it just for, sake of me losing it the next time I jump off a yacht again or whatever.
But if I let you borrow my car to go to the store, did I give you my car and I just happen to keep it?
He said he gave it to him as a gift. Took it back. I don't know. Anyways, you want to hear my story of the week?
I've been waiting all day. I have no idea what story this is. I'm so excited.
Okay, so this is Billy's top story of the week. And again, we're going to do this every week that I remember to do this. And then at the end of the month that I've remembered to do it on more than one occasion, we will have Billy's top story of the month. And I don't know if you saw this story, Mikey, because I did not see this. And I'm surprised that it's not getting more attention than what it's gotten so far. Okay, Billy's top story of the week. Former head coach Les Miles is suing LSU.
Okay.
Why, you ask? Les Miles and his lawyer are suing LSU because LSU reached an agreement to vacate 37 wins off of the, what season was it? 37 wins between 2012 and 2015. As a result of those 37 wins being vacated that took place between 2012 and 2015, because father of former player Vidal Alexander received impermissible benefits, Les Miles' win percentage is now below the 600 threshold to make it into the College Football Hall of Fame. His win percentage went from 665 to 597, and Les Miles is now ineligible to make it to the College Football Hall of Fame as a coach. Les and his lawyer are now saying that he was not contacted in this probe, he was not interviewed in this probe, he was not part of this settlement, and as a result, he is ineligible to make it into the College Football Hall of Fame, and that this is a damage that has been caused to him because he can no longer physically be on the ballot, which I think in their argument qualifies as physical damage that has been done to him. So Les Miles is suing LSU because they vacated wins and he can no longer make it to the Hall of Fame. Also, Les Miles is 70 years old.
Wow. Lot to unpack here. First off, is Les Miles a Hall of Famer with those 37 wins?
So if Les Miles had those wins, his record would be 145 and 73. He'd have a 665 win percentage. When you take away those 37 wins, his record drops to 108 and 73, a 597 win percentage. So he argues that with those wins, he would be a Hall of Famer, or at least on the ballot. He's not saying he's definitely a Hall of Famer, but he'd be on the ballot for the voting. Now he cannot even be on the ballot.
Are we setting this up for some sort of sequel to Mr. 3000 starring Bernie Mac, where Les Miles has to come back for like 3 wins just to get the 600?
So I was wondering about that too, right? I wonder how many wins it would take for him to get up to above 600 again. The thing that you would think is the school that would do something like that would probably not be a school that would get those wins that he needs to get back above 600, right? Like,
Sure.
Unless he goes, I would think that it'd have to be a Division I school, right? So he'd have to find a conference with a team that's good enough to kind of run through the conference, but bad enough to need a coach and Les Miles to do so.
Or how about 3 easy games to start the schedule, to start the season, and then retire?
You know what? I should have done more research and looked into the stops along the way that Les Miles made on his way up, because I think you go back to like your original small school and like, hey, I need a solid. I'm going to come in, discount rate, $6 million a year, and I'm going to coach your first 3 gimme games. You know, you just pay me the $6 million. I'll get you 3 wins. I'll be out of your hair, eligible for the Hall of Fame. What do you think?
Well, you're talking about he was at Michigan, Colorado, back to Michigan, Oklahoma State. Then he went to the Cowboys, back to Oklahoma State, LSU, and Kansas.
No, then we're going to have to go. We're going to have
Kansas
to go
might
on.
be your best shot.
No, we're gonna have to go on a Louisiana Goodwill tour. You know what I mean? Like visit the Louisiana Monroes, the Louisiana Lafayettes, and be like, "Hey, any interest in a Louisiana legend here?